When you're moving to Tucson, Arizona, whether you're coming here to retire, moving here with your family, or relocating here for work or higher education, where should you live? What are the best areas? And where can you get the best bang for your buck? Well, not surprisingly, it depends on what you're looking for. Hey everyone, it's Kimberly, your go-to real estate agent here in Tucson, Arizona, and today we're talking about what areas of our city or suburbs might work best for you and your needs when you're moving to this city, my hometown. I'm a born and raised Tucsonan and I love this city, and this channel features hundreds of videos about Tucson and real estate in general, so please like and subscribe and follow along. Comment below with your favorite area of town or to ask a question about this place. I will gladly get back to you, and contact me when you're ready to buy or sell Tucson real estate. All my contact information is in the description below each video on this channel. So let's start with a request. I get almost daily views. A lot of people moving here say, I'm moving here for the mountains and sunsets, not so I can look into my neighbor's backyard. Or they'll say, I'm moving here for hiking, mountain biking, camping, and trails. Well, don't worry guys, I got you covered. Tucson is completely surrounded by mountains in every direction. We've got the stunning Santa Catalinas to the north of our city. We've got the Rincons to the east, the Santa Ritas to the south, the Tucson Mountains to the west, and the Tortolita Mountains to the northwest. That means that the further you live to the north, south, east, or west, the more likely you are to be near those gorgeous mountain backdrops and hiking and biking trails. Check out the rest of this channel for videos about cycling in Tucson and best hikes. But what if you're more interested in nightlife, activities, parks, museums, bars, restaurants, breweries, or wineries, malls, or clubs? What if you want to live near the University of Arizona or Davis-Monthan Air Force Base? Well, if you're looking to be where the action is and have more of a social life here, you may want to consider Midtown Tucson or the Catalina Foothills area, which is just north of Midtown, or Casas Adobes area to the west of the foothills, or maybe even consider the downtown Tucson area. All these spots are going to give you lots of things to do. You will be close to all the hospitals and clinics if you need those as well. This area is also great if you're looking for that cool, funky Tucson architecture. We have some really beautiful Southwestern style architecture with our homes and other structures in those areas of the city. Just keep in mind that these areas and homes are older in general, and the traffic tends to be a little bit more congested in these areas because there are more people who live there and work there, because it is the city of Tucson after all. We have over 1 million people living in Tucson and the surrounding areas combined, so naturally Midtown Tucson is a popular place. So what if you're retiring here? Well, we have a ton of fantastic 55+ communities, but just because you're moving here to retire doesn't mean you have to live in an age-restricted community. We have a little of something for everyone here. In general, people retiring here are drawn a little bit more to our suburbs than to the city, for the simple reason that they won't be working in the city, so it isn't important to them to be close to all the businesses and shops. Instead, a lot of retirees like living in Green Valley to the south of Tucson, Oro Valley just to the north, Saddlebrook just north of Oro Valley, the Dove Mountain area of Marana, or the unincorporated area of Vail to the southeast of Tucson. I also find some retirees who love the Tucson charm and architecture moving here and living in the Catalina foothills. There are lovely 55+ communities in all of these areas, but do you know what they also have in common? Golf courses. So if you're retiring here, you may consider looking in some of those areas during your house hunt. I also have a lot of families reach out to me to ask about areas to live in. Truth be told, there are families almost everywhere in Tucson and the suburbs, except for Green Valley to the south of Tucson, which is traditionally a retirement community. But I always recommend families check out greatschools.org and niche.com to learn about schools and ratings if that is important to them. I see a lot of families flocking to live in the Vail School District on Tucson's southeast side because that's one of the highest rated districts in the state, or the Catalina Foothills School District up north, which is also one of the highest rated districts in the state, although that area of town is one of the most expensive areas in the city. And the Tanque Verde School District on the northeast side is very small, but also close-knit and popular with families. A lot of families like living in the suburb Sahuarita, which is kind of like a small town with a small town feel. The suburb of Oro Valley has some awesome schools and parks and restaurants and is very walkable, and that's what a lot of families like also. But I also have plenty of friends and relatives who live in Midtown and love that too, because they're close to the zoo and botanical gardens and lots of fun camps for kids. So honestly, you really can't go wrong here when you're looking for an area of town to live in with your family. Let's discuss architecture. I've already talked about those older Tucson funky charm houses in Midtown and downtown and Catalina foothills. And those can also be found in certain east side and west side neighborhoods as well. And those homes will have those saltillo floors, adobe brick. Sometimes you get very unique colors and styles. Very cool houses if you ask me. But a lot of people tell me they want a newer home with the higher ceilings and open floor plans and big kitchens and primary suites and all the other things you get in newer architecture built in the last 20 years or so. Well, the city of Tucson is pretty much at max capacity, but our suburbs are still growing very quickly. There is new construction going on in every direction to the north, south, east, and west, but most of the residential communities are popping up in Vail, Sahuarita, Marana, and Oro Valley. We have a lot of semi-custom and custom homes being built in the north side from east to west, most of which have $1 million price tags. The bottom line is that if you're interested in a relatively newer home built in the last 10 to 20 years or so, chances are you will be more likely to find what you're looking for in the outlying areas of the city. But if you want a more unique and Tucson style home, you may end up in the actual city limits of Tucson because that's where those homes are more likely to be found. By the way, I always like letting people know that most of our older homes do not have homeowners associations attached to them, but most houses built in the 90s until now probably will have a homeowners association here in Tucson, so just be prepared for that. A lot of people tell me that they want to be on some land so that they can have space from their neighbors. And unfortunately, in Tucson city and suburbs, space usually comes with a price tag. It's a little unusual to find a home on even half an acre of land that's below the average Tucson sale price. However, you can get a home in a reasonable price range that has some land, but it might be a fixer-upper, or it might be way off the beaten path, like way west or way east, especially. But that's what some people are looking for in a home, so that's perfectly fine with them. Finally, let's talk about price. What are the most affordable areas of town? First of all, please make sure you're following along with this channel because I post real estate market updates regularly, but at the time this video was made, the average cost of a Tucson home was about $500,000. But you can still get a house for under $300,000 or so in Midtown Tucson, Casas Adobes area, South Tucson, Drexel Heights area, near the airport, and down in Sahuarita. But hey, we have condos and townhomes here also, and you can still get a condo in the foothills for under $300,000 as well. You can also definitely get condos and townhomes in Midtown Tucson and Casas Adobes area and Green Valley, Arizona, and still pay under $300,000. I hope you've learned a little bit about the best places to live for your needs in this video. Tucson definitely has something for everyone. It's just a matter of finding the area that you will like best. Reach out to me when you're ready to buy or sell a Tucson home. All my contact information is in the description below each of the hundreds of videos on this YouTube channel. Comment below with your favorite place to live in Tucson and like and subscribe on your way out the door for more Tucson and real estate related content. I appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next Tucson video.